I found out through a credit card alert at 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. Not a call, not a text. A notification that read, "Unusual activity detected, $847 charged at Tiffany & Co., Boston." I wasn't in Boston. I was in my apartment in Chicago, staring at my phone screen, watching that number blink like a heartbeat I didn't recognize. My sister Maya had my credit card. I'd given it to her 6 months ago when she lost her job marketing coordinator, laid off during budget cuts. She'd cried on my couch for 3 hours, mascara streaking down to her collar, asking me what she was going to do about rent, about her car payment, about existing. So I did what I always did. I helped. Before you judge me, let me paint the picture clearly. I'm 32. Maya's 28. Our parents died in a car accident when I was 19, and she was 15, black ice on I-90, gone in seconds. I became her legal guardian that year, dropped out of college halfway through my junior year, got a job at a bank, worked my way up to branch manager over the next decade, paid for her to finish high school, paid for her college all 4 years at Boston University, paid for her apartment when she moved there after graduation. I never asked her to pay me back. She was my baby sister. That's what you do. The credit card was supposed to be for emergencies, groceries, gas, maybe a necessary interview outfit. I'd set a $2,000 limit, checked the statement every month. She'd been good about it mostly. 100 here, 200 there. Trader Joe's. Target. Reasonable. $847 at Tiffany's didn't fit that pattern. I called her. It went straight to voicemail. I texted, "Hey, saw a charge at Tiffany's. Everything okay?" 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Then, "Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I meant to tell you. I'll explain everything tomorrow. I promise." Tomorrow came. No call. I texted again at noon. "Maya." Radio silence. At 3 p.m., my phone buzzed. 100 here. Her best friend. "Trisha. Hey. 100 here. The ring is gorgeous. You must be so happy for her." I read that message 4 times. Engagement. Ring. $847. I pulled up the credit card app again, looked at the transaction history going back 3 months. Suddenly, things that had seemed normal looked different. $218 at a bridal boutique in Cambridge. Listed as Bella's consignment, I'd assumed clothes for job interviews. $375 at a venue called the Sinclair. I'd thought maybe she was treating friends to dinner. Networking. She'd been planning a wedding. On my credit card. And she hadn't told me she was engaged. I sat there in my office, door closed, blinds drawn, and I didn't cry. On my credit card. And she hadn't told me she was engaged. I just felt this strange emptiness. I sounded normal when my assistant asked if I wanted coffee, but inside, there was just this white noise, this static where feelings should have been. That evening, Maya finally called. "Hey." Her voice was bright, cheerful. "Sorry, I've been MIA. It's been crazy." "I can imagine," I said. My voice sounded flat even to myself. A pause. "Trisha told you about the engagement." My voice sounded flat even to myself. "I was going to tell you this weekend. I wanted to do it in person. Make it special." She laughed. That nervous trill she'd had since childhood. "His name is Adrian. We met at a conference in September. He's a software engineer. He's amazing. His name is Adrian. We met at a conference in September. I was going to pay you back," she said quietly. The moment felt right. "You know, we were walking past Tiffany's, and he pointed at this ring in the window and said, 'That's the one.' And I wanted it. I wanted that moment. So you charged it to me. I'll pay you back, Claire. I promise. I start my new job next month. And, what new job?" Another pause. "Adrian got me an interview at his company. I'm starting as a project coordinator. It's $45,000 a year, which I know isn't amazing, but it's something. And, when's the wedding?" "December 23rd. We wanted a winter wedding. Small, just close family and friends. Actually, that's something I wanted to talk to you about." I waited. "Adrian's family is really traditional, conservative. His mom she's kind of particular about things. Maya's voice got smaller. She's planning most of the wedding. She has very specific ideas about the guest list. Okay. The thing is, his family is big. Like 70 people. And she wants to keep it under 100 total. So we had to make some cuts. The static in my chest started to crystallize into something sharper. His mom thinks it should be immediate family only. Parents. Siblings. She doesn't want it to feel crowded. Maya. Adrian agrees with her. He thinks a smaller wedding is more intimate, more meaningful. Maya. I'm your sister. You're also my guardian. Legally. On paper. That's different from, I raised you. I know. Her voice cracked. I know you did. And I'm grateful. I am. But this is Adrian's day too. And his family is paying for most of it. And his mother specifically said, what did she say? Silence. Tell me exactly what she said. Maya, she said. Maya took a shaky breath. She said that having your guardian there makes it look like you don't have real family. Like you're orphaned. She thinks it sends the wrong message to their relatives. I laughed. It came out sharp. Humorless. The wrong message. She didn't mean it like that. How did she mean it? Adrian's family is very image conscious. They care about how things look. And having you there, introduced as my guardian instead of my sister, it raises questions they don't want to answer. I am your sister. I know, but the legal paperwork says guardian. And she thinks, I don't care what she thinks. I said, my voice was still flat, still calm. I raised you. I paid for your education, your apartment, your life. I have your engagement ring on my credit card statement right now. And you're telling me I'm not invited to your wedding because it looks bad. Claire, is that what you think? That I'm just some legal guardian? Some obligation you had to deal with? No. God, no. You're my sister. You'll always be my sister. But this is one day. And if keeping the peace with Adrian's family means... I hung up. My hands were shaking. Not from anger. From something colder. Clearer. I opened my laptop. Logged into the credit card account. Clearer. Added them up. Looked at every charge Maya had made in the last 6 months. $362. Engagement ring. Bridesmaid dresses. Venue deposit. Catering tasting. Hair and makeup trial. Invitations. Wedding favors. She'd been planning this wedding for months. On my money. And I wasn't invited. I picked up my phone. Called my lawyer, a woman named Marissa Chen, who'd helped me set up my estate planning 2 years ago. Claire, she said. Surprised. Everything okay? I need to know my options. I said, if someone has been using my credit card without my permission for unauthorized purchases, are we talking fraud? I gave her the card for emergencies. She's been using it for personal expenses. Luxury items. Who's her? My sister. Marissa was quiet for a moment. How much are we talking? Over 14,000. And you have documentation. Statements showing the charges. Every single one. Okay, here's what I need you to do. Document everything. Screenshots, PDFs, receipts if you have them. Then you need to decide, do you want restitution or do you want to make a point? What's the difference? Restitution means you file a civil claim. Small claims court. Maybe. Depending on the amount. You'd get your money back eventually. But it's a long process. Making a point means you report it as fraud. Cancel the card. Let the credit card company handle it. But it's a long process. Reverse the charges. And potentially pursue criminal charges if the evidence supports it. Criminal charges. Unauthorized use of a credit card over a certain threshold can constitute felony fraud in Illinois. I'm not saying that's where this would go. But it's a possibility. I thought about Maya in handcuffs. Maya with a record. Maya's new fiancé and his image-conscious family seeing her mugshot. There's a third option. Marisa said, you do nothing. Write it off as a family loan. Move on. And if I don't want to do that, then you need to decide how far you're willing to go. I thanked her. Hung up. Sat in my dark apartment and thought about 13 years. Thought about every parent-teacher conference I'd attended alone. And if I don't want to do that, every college application essay I'd proofread. Every time I'd said yes when I wanted to say no because she was my responsibility. My family. My whole world after our parents died. and she'd cut me out of her wedding because I made her look orphaned. I didn't call her, didn't text. I just opened my laptop and started making a list. The next morning, every birthday cake I'd baked at midnight because I'd forgotten, until Maya reminded me at 11 p.m. I need to report unauthorized charges. I told the representative. Her name was Sandra. I called the credit card company. Can you specify which charges? I read her the list. All of it. 6 months worth. And these were made by my sister. She had access to the card for emergencies. These purchases don't qualify. I see. And you'd like to dispute them. All of them. Sandra walked me through the process. Fraud claim. Affidavit. Documentation. The card would be canceled immediately. Maya's charges would be reversed. The credit card company would investigate and potentially pursue recovery. You understand, Sandra said carefully, that if these charges are confirmed as fraudulent, we may involve law enforcement. I understand. And you want to proceed. I thought about Maya's text. I'll pay you back. I promise. I thought about her voice on the phone. Adrian's family is paying for most of it. I thought about Trisha's message. You must be so happy for her. Yes. I said, I want to proceed. The card was canceled within the hour. I didn't hear from Maya for 3 days. When she finally called, she was crying. What did you do? Her voice was ragged, desperate. Desperate. Claire, what did you do? Desperate. Desperate. They reversed the venue deposit, the caterer, everything. The wedding planner called me screaming because her payment bounced. Adrian's mother is losing her mind. She thinks I'm some kind of con artist. You used my credit card without permission for personal expenses. You gave me that card. For emergencies. This was an emergency. I needed those things. No, I said quietly. You wanted them. There's a difference. You're going to ruin my wedding over this. Over money. You ruined it yourself when you decided I wasn't family enough to invite. She went silent. Adrian's mother made that decision. She said finally, not me. You agreed to it. What was I supposed to do? Tell her no. Risk my relationship over one day. Yes, I said. That's exactly what you were supposed to do. That's easy for you to say. You don't have to navigate his family. You don't have to. I don't have to do anything for you anymore, I said. And I won't. I hung up before she could respond. That night, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. Boston area code. I answered. Claire. A man's voice. Deep. Uncertain. This is Adrian. Maya's fiancé. I know who you are. I think there's been a misunderstanding. Maya told me about the credit card situation, and I want you to know that we fully intend to pay you back. Every cent. We just need a little time to— I don't want your money, Adrian. Then what do you want? I want my sister to remember who raised her. He was quiet for a moment. She told me about your parents. I'm sorry for your loss. Are you sorry enough to invite me to your wedding? Another pause. Longer. My mother has very strong feelings about the guest list, he said carefully. She's contributing a significant amount to the wedding, and she feels like she should have a say in. Your mother didn't raise Maya. I did. I understand that, and I respect everything you've done for her. But this is our wedding, and we have to make decisions that work for both families. I'm her family. Legally. You're her former guardian. My mother looked into it. The guardianship ended when Maya turned 18. You're not technically family in the way that— I hung up. Then I blocked his number. Over the next week, I received 47 text messages from Maya. I didn't read any of them. I received 12 voicemails. I deleted them without listening. I received a handwritten letter forwarded from my office address that I threw away unopened. I also received a call from Marissa. The credit card company completed their investigation, she said. They've confirmed fraud. They're pursuing recovery of the full amount from Maya. What does that mean? It means she'll receive a demand letter. If she doesn't pay within 30 days, they can take legal action. Wage garnishment, potentially. It could also affect her credit score significantly. Good. Claire, Marissa's voice was gentle. Are you sure about this? She stole from me. She's your sister. She uninvited me from her wedding because her future mother-in-law thinks I make her look orphaned. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that once this goes further, It's hard to walk back. Family stuff. It gets messy. It's already messy. Fair enough. There's one more thing. I did some digging on the apartment Maya's living in. The lease, you're the co-signer. Correct. Yes. Why? Because legally, you have certain rights. If she's in breach of the lease terms, which, depending on how the lease is worded, might include financial fraud or criminal activity, you could potentially terminate the lease early. I sat up straighter. Evict her? Not exactly. You're not the landlord. But you could withdraw as co-signer, which would likely trigger a lease violation. The landlord would have grounds to evict if she can't qualify on her own. Can she qualify on her own? With her current employment status and credit situation, unlikely. I thought about that. Maya, homeless, 3 weeks before her wedding. What else? I asked. What do you mean, what else can I do? Marissa was quiet for a long moment. How far do you want to take this? Claire, as far as it goes. She sighed. Okay, let me pull up your files. Over the next hour, Marissa walked me through everything. The college loans I'd taken out in my name to pay for Maya's tuition, $53,000. Still outstanding. The car I'd bought for her 21st birthday titled in my name. Technically my property. The furniture in her apartment I'd paid for most of it. Had receipts for all of it. You could call in the loans, Marissa said. Demand immediate repayment. She doesn't have $53,000, which means you could pursue a judgment. Wage, garnishment, asset seizure. I could take the car. It's titled in your name. It's legally yours. What about the furniture? Technically, also yours. You'd need to prove purchase. But if you have receipts, you could reclaim it. I thought about Maya coming home to an empty apartment. No car, no furniture. Just walls and accusations. There's also the matter of your estate planning. Marissa said, currently, Maya is listed as your primary beneficiary. Your life insurance. Your retirement accounts. Everything goes to her. If something happens to you, change it. I said immediately. To whom? I don't care. A charity. The Humane Society. Anyone but her. Consider it done. That weekend, I drove to Boston. I didn't tell Maya I was coming. I parked outside her apartment building at 6 a.m. on Saturday, a brick walk-up in Jamaica Plain. 1 bedroom. $800 a month that I'd been covering since she lost her job. I had a key. I'd always had a key for emergencies. This qualified. I let myself in quietly. The apartment was dark, silent. I could hear Maya's breathing from the bedroom. She'd always been a heavy sleeper. Even as a kid, I stood there in her living room, looking at the furniture I'd bought. The couch from IKEA that I'd assembled myself while she was at class. The coffee table from Target. The TV I'd given her for Christmas 2 years ago. I took photos of everything. Documentation. Then I went to the kitchen. Opened the drawer where she kept important papers. She'd always been disorganized. Kept everything in one place. Found the car title. Found the insurance papers. Found the lease agreement. I took the car title. I left the apartment as quietly as I'd entered. Her car was parked on the street. A 2019 Honda Civic. Silver. 23,000 miles. I'd bought it outright. No loan. Paid $3,200. It was mine. I unlocked it with the spare key I'd kept. Started the engine. Drove it back to Chicago. Maya called me at noon. Where is my car? She was screaming. Claire, where the hell is my car? I came outside and it's gone. I called the police and they said it wasn't stolen because it's not your car. I said calmly, it's mine. It's titled in my name. I took what's mine. You took it. You drove to Boston and stole my car. You can't steal your own property. I took what's mine. I need that car. I have to get to work. You drove to Boston and stole my car. You have public transportation. Use it. You drove to Boston and stole my car. You're acting insane. I'm acting rational. You drove to Boston and stole my car. You uninvited me from your wedding. You called me your guardian instead of your sister. You're acting insane. What does that mean? It means I've withdrawn as co-signer on your lease. You drove to Boston and stole my car. It means I've removed you as beneficiary from my estate. It means you're on your own, Maya, just like you wanted. I never said I wanted. You said Adrian's family is paying for the wedding. You said it was his day too. You said I make you look orphaned. So, congratulations. You got what you wanted. You're free. Claire, please, don't call me again. I said, don't text. Don't email. Don't send letters. We're done. You don't mean that. I've never meant anything more. I hung up. Then I turned off my phone. 2 weeks later, I received a call at work from a number I didn't recognize. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. Claire Harrison. A woman's voice. Older, crisp. This is Margaret Thorne, Adrian's mother. I didn't say anything. I think we need to talk. She continued. This situation with Maya has gotten out of hand. Adrian is devastated. Maya is barely functioning, and you're destroying a young woman's life over a wedding invitation. Is that what she told you? That this is about an invitation, isn't it? No, Mrs. Thorne. This is about 14 years. This is about raising a child alone when I was barely more than a child myself. This is about sacrificing everything so that Maya could have a normal life. And this is about her looking me in the eye and telling me I'm not family because you think I make her look orphaned. Silence. I never said that. Then you're a liar. Because Maya quoted you directly. I may have expressed concerns about the optics, I repeated, of me. The person who kept your future daughter-in-law alive and educated and functional. I understand you're upset. I'm not upset. Mrs. Thorne, I'm done. There's a difference. Maya is falling apart. She can't afford her apartment. She had to sell her engagement ring to make rent. Adrian is talking about postponing the wedding because she's so stressed she can barely sleep. Is that what you want? I felt something cold settle in my chest. She sold the ring. Yesterday. For a fraction of what it cost. She's desperate. Claire. Good. Excuse me. I said good. She should be desperate. She should understand what it's like to have nothing. To be alone. To realize that the people you counted on don't actually care about you. That's cruel. No. Mrs. Thorne. Cruel is telling someone who raised you that they're not welcome at your wedding. Cruel is stealing from someone who gave you everything. Cruel is choosing strangers over family because of optics. I'm asking you to reconsider, for Maya's sake. Why? Because she's your sister. She stopped being my sister when she chose you over me. I hung up. That night, Maya showed up at my apartment. I didn't know how she'd gotten there. Maybe she'd taken a bus. Maybe Adrian had driven her. But she was standing outside my building at 9 p.m., buzzing my intercom over and over until I answered. Claire, please, I need to talk to you. I almost didn't let her up, but something, curiosity, maybe, or the ghost of 13 years of habit made me buzz her in. She looked terrible, thinner than I'd ever seen her, dark circles under her eyes, hair unwashed. She was wearing jeans and a sweatshirt I recognized from college, something I'd bought her. Thank you, she whispered as she stepped inside. Thank you for. Don't thank me. You have 5 minutes. She nodded, stood there in my entryway like a stranger. I'm sorry, she said. I'm so sorry. I was wrong. About everything. Okay, that's it. Okay, what do you want me to say? Maya, that I forgive you. That we can go back to how things were. I want you to understand why I understand perfectly. Adrian's family has money, status, things you thought you needed. And I was a liability, an embarrassment. Someone who reminded everyone that you're an orphan? That's not. It is. Be honest, for once in your life. She started crying. Not delicate tears, but ugly, gasping sobs that shook her whole body. His mother made me feel so small. She choked out. Every time I talked to her, every time I met his family, they looked at me like I wasn't good enough, like I didn't belong. His mother made me feel so small. It felt like every time I met his family, I could be someone they'd respect, like if I could just erase that part of my history. I thought it would be easier. One day, one event, and then everything would be normal again. Normal. I thought you'd understand. I thought you thought I'd what? Smile and nod while you wrote me out of your life. I thought you'd forgive me. You always forgive me. Because you were a child. Maya, you're not a child anymore. She wiped her face with her sleeve. I know I'm not, and I know I ruined everything. The wedding is probably off. Adrian's parents think I'm a con artist. I had to sell my ring to make rent. I lost my car. I'm losing my apartment. Everything is falling apart. Good. She looked at me like I'd slapped her. You want me to suffer, she whispered. I want you to understand what you did. I want you to know what it feels like to have everything taken away. Because that's what you did to me, Maya. You took away 13 years of us. You took away the idea that I mattered to you. You do matter. You're the only person who's ever .com. Then why wasn't I enough? The question hung there between us. Heavy, unanswerable. I don't know, she said finally. I don't know why I thought his family's approval mattered more than you. I don't know why I let them make me feel ashamed of where I came from. I wanted to be someone different. Someone who fit. And now I don't fit anywhere. Adrian barely looks at me. His family thinks I'm trash. I lost my job because I couldn't focus. I'm probably going to lose the apartment next month. She laughed bitterly. Turns out, erasing you didn't make me good enough for them. It just made me nothing. I should have felt satisfied. Vindicated. This was what I'd wanted, wasn't it? For her to understand, for her to hurt the way I'd hurt. But looking at her, standing there broken, inserted as surprised, wearing a sweatshirt I'd bought her 7 years ago, I just felt tired. What do you want from me? I asked. I want my sister back. Your sister is gone. Maya, you made sure of that. Please don't say that. It's true. The person who would have done anything for you, who would have forgiven anything. Please don't say that. Then who are you now? I thought about that. She died the day you told me I wasn't invited to your wedding. Thought about every call to Marissa, every document I'd signed, every piece of Maya's life I'd systematically dismantled. Thought about the last 3 weeks. I said finally. And what she's not willing to tolerate. Maya's face crumpled. So that's it. I'm someone who knows what she's worth. We've been done since the moment you chose Adrian's mother over me. We're done. You did. You made a choice. And now you're living with it. I'll do anything, she said desperately. Anything to fix this. I'll go to therapy. I'll cut contact with Adrian's family. I'll pay back every cent I owe you, even if it takes me years. Please, Claire, please don't throw away 13 years over one mistake. It wasn't one mistake. Claire, please don't throw away 13 years over one mistake. Maya, you're my family. That's not true. Then act like it. How? Tell me how and I'll do it. I looked at her. You're my only family. Saw the desperation, the regret, the genuine anguish. And I felt nothing. Just that same white static, the genuine anguish. Go home. Maya, I said quietly. This is home. You're home. No. I'm not anymore. Claire, your 5 minutes are up. I opened the door, stood there waiting. She didn't move for a long moment, just stood there, looking at me like she was trying to memorize my face. I love you, she whispered. I know. Do you love me? I thought about 19-year-old me, holding 15-year-old her at our parents' funeral. Thought about every birthday, every graduation, every late-night phone call when she was scared or lonely or just needed to hear my voice. I did, I said, more than anything, but not anymore. Not enough to let you hurt me again. She started crying again, silent tears this time, just streaming down her face. I'm sorry, she said, for everything, for all of it. I'm so sorry. I know you are. Is sorry enough? I shook my head slowly. No, Maya, it's not. She walked to the door, stopped right in front of me. If I asked you to come to the wedding, if I uninvited Adrian's mother, if I burned every bridge with his family, would you come? I thought about it, really thought about it. No, I said finally. Because even if you did all that, it wouldn't be for me. It would be because you're desperate and alone and you need someone to save you. And I'm done being that person. So there's nothing I can do. There's nothing you can do. She nodded, like she'd expected that answer. Goodbye, Claire, she whispered. Goodbye, Maya. She walked down the hallway, didn't look back. I closed the door, locked it, stood there in my empty apartment and waited to feel something. Didn't look back. 3 months later, I got a wedding announcement in the mail. Maya Richards and Adrian Thorne request the honor of your presence. February 14th, Valentine's Day. Some boutique venue in Cambridge I'd never heard of. No personal note. No phone call. February 14th. I looked at it for a long time. Then I threw it away. My phone rang an hour later. Unknown number. I answered anyway. Claire. It's Adrian. I'm hanging up. Claire. Just a formal invitation with my name printed in elegant script. Please. Just listen for 30 seconds. I didn't hang up. Didn't speak either. Maya's been in therapy, he said quietly. Since December, twice a week. She's working through everything that happened. With us. With my family. With you. Good for her. She talks about you every session. About how she failed you. How she doesn't know if she deserves forgiveness. She doesn't. Maybe not. But she's trying. She got a job, a real one. Not through my family. She got her own apartment. She's paying off the credit card debt. $50 at a time. She's building a life that doesn't depend on anyone else. Why are you telling me this? Because she won't. She said you told her not to contact you, and she's respecting that. But I thought you should know that she's not the same person who hurt you. People don't change. Adrian. Not really. I think they do. If they want it badly enough. I was quiet. The wedding invitation, he said. That was from me, not Maya. And she's respecting that. Why? Because whether you believe it or not, you're her family. And a wedding without family isn't a wedding. It's just a party. Your mother must love that. He laughed. Bitter. My mother isn't invited. I sat up straighter. What? I told her that if she couldn't respect Maya, all of Maya, my mother isn't invited. We haven't spoken in 2 months. Adrian. I should have done it sooner. Including where she came from and who raised her, then she wasn't welcome in our lives. Adrian. Before the damage was done. And I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for every part I played in what happened between you and Maya. And she's respecting that. You don't have to come to the wedding, Adrian said. Not Maya. I just thought you should know that she's trying. That she understands what she lost. Adrian. She should. I said. She does. You don't have to come to the wedding. I sat there holding the phone, thinking about Maya in therapy. Maya working. Maya paying $50 at a time toward a debt that would take her years to clear. Maya alone. The way I'd been alone at 19. I picked the invitation out of the trash. Smoothed out the wrinkles. I picked the invitation out of the trash. 6 weeks away. I didn't RSVP. On February 13th, February 14th, I drove to Boston. Didn't call. Didn't text. Just got in my car at 5 a.m. and drove 800 miles with nothing but coffee and silence. I arrived at the venue at 4 p.m. the day before the wedding. A converted warehouse in Cambridge. All exposed brick and string lights. Smoothed out the wrinkles. 6 weeks away. Maya was there. Alone. Standing in the middle of the empty space with a notepad. Maya was there. She turned when she heard my footsteps. Fraz. Claire. I didn't say anything. Just looked at her. She was thinner. Older looking. But there was something different in her eyes. Something steadier. What are you doing here? She whispered. I don't know. What are you doing here? She started crying immediately. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She started crying immediately. I'm so sorry. I know I don't deserve. Stop. I said. She stopped. Adrian told me you're in therapy. She nodded. I said, your own apartment. I said. She turned when she heard my footsteps. $50 a month, she whispered. It's not much. He told me you got a job. She turned when she heard my footsteps. $50 a month, I swear. I don't want your money. Another nod. Maya. Confused. I never wanted your money. I wanted you to understand what you did. What it cost. I understand. What it cost. I swear I understand. I wanted you to understand what you did. What it cost. I wanted you to understand what you did. What it cost. And I did it because I was ashamed of where I came from. Because I wanted to be someone I'm not. Because I was a coward. And I did it because I was ashamed of where I came from. Stopped a few feet away. Because I was a coward. I walked closer. No. Her voice was firm. I'm proud. I'm proud that I had a sister who loved me enough to raise me. Stopped a few feet away. I'm proud that I had a sister who loved me enough to raise me. But you still didn't invite me to the wedding. You told me not to contact you. I did. Stopped a few feet away. Even though it's killing me. I did. I looked around the venue. It's nice. It's smaller than the first one. Cheaper. We're paying for everything ourselves. No help from Adrian's family. Where's his mother? Not invited. Adrian told her that if she couldn't love all of me, she couldn't be part of our lives. That must have been hard. It was necessary. Maya wiped her eyes. Why are you here, Claire? Really? I thought about that. About the 800-mile drive. About the invitation I'd almost thrown away. About 13 years that I couldn't get back but also couldn't quite let go of. I don't know if I can forgive you, I said finally. I don't know if I can trust you again. I don't know if we'll ever be what we were. I know, but I think I need to see this. See you. See who you've become. Her face crumpled. You're here. You're actually here. I'm here. Does that mean? It means I'm here tomorrow. That's all. Don't ask for more than that. You're actually here. Does that mean? Okay. That's enough. That's more than enough. Don't ask for more than that. Okay. I should go. I said, wait. That's more than enough. I should go. Can I hug you? I thought about saying no. About keeping that boundary firm and clear. But I also thought about 15-year-old Maya, sobbing at our parents' funeral. About 21-year-old Maya, calling me at midnight because she'd failed a test and thought her life was over. About every version of her that I'd held and comforted and promised that everything would be okay. Okay, I said. She crossed the space between us in 2 steps, wrapped her arms around me like I was the last solid thing in a dissolving world. I stood there stiffly for a moment. Then, slowly, I put my arms around her. She smelled like the same shampoo she'd used since high school. Like home. Thank you, she whispered into my shoulder. Thank you for being here. I didn't say you're welcome. Didn't say I forgive you. I just held her. For the first time in 3 months, and felt the tiniest crack in the ice around my heart. For the first time in 3 months, 40 people, no bridesmaids, no groomsmen, and felt the tiniest crack in the ice around my heart. Standing under an arch of eucalyptus, I sat in the 3rd row. Not the first. Not yet. Just Maya in a simple white dress and Adrian in a navy suit. Not the first. I sat in the 3rd row. She said clearly. My sister gave me everything. When the officiant asked who gives this woman, not the ice, something deeper. I felt something break inside me. Walked to the front. Took Maya's hand. Yes. I stood up. Walked to the front. She squeezed my hand so tight I thought my bones might crack. I didn't let go until the officiant asked me to. At the reception, Maya found me during dinner. Can we talk? She asked. We went outside. Cold February air. String lights overhead. I know you're here, she said. But I need to know. Is this it? Is this goodbye? Or is there a chance that someday we can… I don't know. I said honestly, I don't have an answer for you. That's fair. But I'm here. That has to count for something. It counts for everything. We stood in silence. I'm going to keep paying you back, she said. Even if it takes 10 years. Even if you tell me not to. She said, okay. And I'm going to keep going to therapy. Even if it takes 10 years. I need you to know that I understand the weight of what I took from you. For me. So that maybe someday I'll be someone worthy of being your sister again. Not for you. Maya, I know you might never forgive me, but I'm going to try anyway. I looked at her. Really looked at her. Saw someone different from the girl who'd called me crying 3 months ago. Someone harder. Steadier. Someone who'd learned what I'd learned at 19. That you survive by becoming someone you never thought you'd have to be. I'm proud of you, I said quietly. She started crying. Really? Really? That's all I've ever wanted. For you to be proud of me. I know. I love you, Claire. I know I don't have the right to say that anymore. But it's true. I took a breath. I love you too. Even after everything. Even after everything. She hugged me again. Tighter this time. Does this mean we're okay? She whispered. No. I said. But maybe someday we will be. I'll take someday. We stood there in the cold. Two sisters who'd survived losing everything and almost losing each other. I didn't know if we'd make it back to what we were. But for the first time in 3 months, I thought we might make it to something new. Something honest. Something worth keeping. The story doesn't end with forgiveness. It ends with a door cracked open. With possibility. With me driving home the next morning, Maya's voicemail saved on my phone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for staying. Thank you for not giving up on me entirely. I'll spend the rest of my life trying to deserve you. I didn't delete it. That was enough. For now,